we're going to be taking your minis out of the box and getting them ready to prime. Now we're going to go over all the essential tools you're going to need to get started. So you got clippers. This is going to be the first tool that you're going to need to extract the plastic pieces out of the sprues. And what you're going to be looking for is that it's flat on one end, so it's flush. That way you can cut them out and it's clean. And you're also going to look for something that's spring-loaded, so that way it just returns and you don't have to keep opening and closing. It might be worth getting yourself an X-Acto knife, so after you clip the models out of the sprues, then you can smooth out some of the parts, and sometimes you might have to cut little pieces off, and it's just a valuable tool to have around as a hobbyist. So next we're going to talk about glue. So this is what I would call a game changer. This is Testors glue. It's cement for plastic models. Some people would probably tell you to just not use it and shy away from it because it can be a little messy. It's perfect for the plastic models that we have in 40K, this style of plastic right here. You have to use it in very small moderations, but what I do enjoy about it is it's a thicker consistency and it dries fairly fast. So on these sprues, after they fill the mold with their plastic, it can sometimes leave a line down in the center of the joints. Some models are going to be worse than others, and it's going to be up to you whether or not that you think it's worth your time to actually shave that off or not with an X-Acto knife. There's an actual tool that you can use specifically for that, or a filer, whatever you decide to go with. I'll put a link at the bottom. I'll try to find the best video that I can find for cleaning that up. Personally, I skipped that step. I haven't had anybody say, oh man, those models look great, but I really wish you got those mold lines off. So next, we got lights, and my station is filled with a bunch of different lights. You're gonna notice that right off the bat is you're just gonna be doing it in your kitchen or doing your modeling wherever you can find some space, and you're probably gonna notice that you don't have a lot of good direct light in order to do that. This is gonna factor into your painting as well. So, in the beginning, what you're probably gonna be doing is modeling or doing this process of building and painting in your kitchen. You can even, buy like a cheap, like $50 desk just like this that we have for this video, and you can pretty much just fill in with everything you need as far as lights and all your essentials for what you're doing at the time. But keep in mind that if you're going to be working in a space that it's not meant for modeling, or it's in your kitchen, it's in a space that you're going to be eating or doing whatever, it's always nice. You should always lay down some sort of a fabric. I use these rubber mats that you can find at Target, Home Depot. They're just like you can get a roll, you can cut them up in a square, and you can work on that space, and that'll last a pretty long time. But once you get glue and paint on any of these spaces, sometimes it might not even come off. I think would probably be optional when you're first starting is going to be clamps. I don't really use it for the magnifying glass. This kind of just freaks me out, using any kind of magnifying glass to paint. But when you're gluing, or even when you're doing some of your paint job, if you want to hold these things suspended, these little clamps will hold on to the pieces that you're gluing together and let gravity just sort of push them down, or you get them really close to each other and hold those two things in place. With each of the boxes that you're going to be picking up from Games Workshop, they're usually going to be supplied, I think if not always going to be supplied with instructions. These instructions are going to vary, honestly. They're going to be great, they're going to be easy to follow, but some of the older models, you might come across a certain point where you go, wait, I don't know what the hell's going on here. And here's the best part, is that with 8th edition, most of the boxes are coming with these, yet again, data sheets. These data sheets are going to show you exactly what you can put on the model and how many of them. So if it's unclear, or maybe you didn't buy the codex yet, go ahead and take a look at the instructions, and you're going to actually have all those weapon options loaded inside the box. Hopefully you guys found this useful of getting your models out of the box, cut off the sprues, and glued together. The next step is going to be to prime them and get them ready for painting. Please give me a like, subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you guys soon.